Welcome back to Deco Diva, the place where timeless interiors and vintage charm come to life. Today, we're stepping inside the breathtaking world of vintage French chateau living rooms, spaces filled with grandeur, elegance, and centuries of design tradition. From ornate ceilings to antique furnishings, these interiors radiate a kind of old-world opulence that feels both majestic and inviting. If you love historic homes, classic European design, and luxurious vintage decor, you're going to adore what we're about to explore together. French chateau living rooms are more than just beautiful spaces, they're stories told through architecture, textiles, and heirloom pieces that have stood the test of time. Before we begin our tour, make sure to subscribe to the Deco Diva channel, give this video a like, and share your thoughts in the comments. Tell us which style inspires you most. We love hearing from fellow vintage decor enthusiasts. Now, let's step inside these extraordinary rooms. The magic of a French chateau living room begins with the architecture itself. These historic homes were designed to impress, often featuring soaring ceilings, tall windows, and perfectly symmetrical layouts that create a sense of balance and refinement. The scale alone instantly sets the stage for a grand interior. Massive stone fireplaces often anchor the room, acting as both a visual focal point and a cozy gathering space. Carved mantels, intricate moldings, and decorative panels reflect the craftsmanship of centuries past. Every structural detail feels intentional and steeped in history. These architectural foundations create the perfect canvas for luxurious furnishings and ornate decor. Even before furniture enters the room, the space already carries an atmosphere of noble elegance. It's architecture that speaks the language of timeless luxury. One of the most striking elements in chateau living rooms is the extraordinary height of the ceilings. These tall proportions allow rooms to breathe, creating a feeling of openness and grandeur rarely seen in modern homes. Often, these ceilings are adorned with decorative plasterwork, beams, or painted murals that elevate the room into a work of art. Light from tall windows dances across the surfaces, highlighting every sculpted detail and curve. The vertical space also allows for dramatic lighting fixtures like crystal chandeliers that cascade from above. These sparkling centerpieces become architectural statements that capture the eye the moment you enter the room. In vintage French chateau living rooms, the fireplace is more than just a source of warmth, it's the emotional and visual heart of the space. Grand stone or marble mantels often feature elaborate carvings, heraldic symbols, or classical motifs. Furniture is typically arranged around the fireplace to encourage conversation and comfort. Elegant chairs and sofas face the hearth, forming an intimate gathering space within the larger room. Above the mantel, you'll often find antique mirrors, oil paintings, or gilded frames that amplify the room's sense of history. The fireplace becomes both an anchor and a stage for beautiful decorative moments. Chateau living rooms are filled with furniture that tells a story. Each piece, whether it's a carved walnut armchair or a gilded console, reflects the craftsmanship of a bygone era. These pieces often feature curved legs, ornate carvings, and rich upholstery fabrics. Their presence brings authenticity and depth, making the room feel layered with history rather than newly decorated. Rather than matching sets, chateau interiors embrace a curated mix of pieces collected over generations. This creates a living room that feels both grand and deeply personal. Textiles play a major role in shaping the luxurious atmosphere of a chateau living room. Velvet, brocade, and damask fabrics are commonly used for sofas, curtains, and accent chairs. These materials add softness and richness to the space, balancing the stone and wood architecture with warmth and elegance. Their intricate patterns often echo classical French motifs. Heavy draperies framing tall windows also contribute to the dramatic ambience. When sunlight filters through these layers of fabric, the room glows with a romantic, historic charm. Gold accents are a defining feature of many vintage French interiors. Gilded mirrors, ornate frames, and decorative wall panels bring a touch of regal sparkle to the living room. Large mirrors are often placed above fireplaces or along grand walls to reflect natural light and enhance the sense of scale. The shimmering gold details contrast beautifully with aged plaster and stone. These reflective surfaces also add depth and drama, making the room feel even more expansive and luminous. It's a simple design trick with a powerful visual impact. Few design elements embody Chateau luxury quite like a grand chandelier. Suspended from soaring ceilings, these crystal masterpieces illuminate the entire room with elegance. Whether crafted from crystal, bronze, or antique brass, chandeliers bring both light and artistry. Their intricate shapes and sparkling prisms create mesmerizing reflections throughout the space. In the evening, candle-style bulbs recreate the romantic glow of historic candlelight, transforming the living room into a scene worthy of a royal gathering. French interiors are famous for their exquisite wall details. Paneling, wainscoting, and decorative moldings add architectural rhythm and refinement to chateau living rooms. These details frame artwork and mirrors while subtly dividing large walls into elegant proportions. The craftsmanship involved in these elements reflects centuries of French design tradition. Often painted in soft creams, pale grays, or muted pastels, the paneling enhances the room's sophisticated and airy atmosphere. Artwork in chateau living rooms often includes classical portraits, pastoral landscapes, and historic scenes. These paintings reinforce the sense that the home carries a rich narrative. Large canvases are typically displayed in ornate frames, creating gallery-like walls that feel curated and meaningful. Each painting contributes to the room's historical identity. The presence of art also softens the grandeur of the architecture, adding warmth, personality, and cultural depth. Despite their luxurious feel, many chateau living rooms rely on surprisingly soft color palettes. Shades like ivory, pale gold, dusty blue, and gentle gray dominate the walls and fabrics. These muted tones allow architectural details and decorative elements to shine without overwhelming the space. The result is elegant rather than flashy. Accents of deeper hues, such as burgundy, forest green, or navy, are often introduced through upholstery or artwork to create contrast and visual richness. Chateau living rooms often feature tall, dramatic windows that flood the space with natural light. These openings connect the interior to expansive gardens and countryside views. The natural illumination highlights textures, fabrics, and architectural details throughout the room. Sunlight becomes part of the design, constantly changing the mood of the space. When paired with flowing draperies, these windows create a balance between openness and privacy while maintaining the room's regal elegance. Accessories in chateau interiors are rarely random. They often include antiques, heirlooms, and collectibles gathered over generations. Porcelain vases, candlesticks, and vintage clocks add personality and charm. These objects help the room feel lived in rather than staged. Every item contributes to a layered story of heritage and refined taste. Even small decorative details can elevate the room, transforming a grand space into one that feels intimate and welcoming. While chateau living rooms are undeniably grand, they're also designed for comfort. Plush seating, soft textiles, and thoughtful layouts ensure the room feels inviting. The key is balance, combining ornate details with cozy elements that encourage relaxation and conversation. This harmony keeps the room from feeling overly formal. The result is a space that feels both majestic and livable, where elegance and comfort exist side by side. What makes French chateau living rooms so captivating is their timelessness. These interiors blend history, craftsmanship, and beauty in a way that never feels outdated. Designers and homeowners around the world continue to draw inspiration from this style, incorporating elements like antique furniture, chandeliers, and ornate moldings into modern homes. The Chateau aesthetic proves that true elegance isn't about trends, it's about quality, heritage, and enduring design. As we've seen today, vintage French chateau living rooms are masterpieces of design. From towering ceilings and glowing chandeliers to antique furnishings and layered textiles, every element works together to create a world of pure old-world opulence. These spaces remind us that interior design can be both artistic and deeply meaningful, reflecting centuries of culture and craftsmanship. It's no wonder they continue to inspire decorators and vintage lovers everywhere. Thank you for joining us on Deco Diva for this elegant journey through French chateau living rooms. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment telling us which detail you loved most. We'll see you in the next vintage decor adventure.